Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning. Well, first, I would like to thank Dr. Roxana Zia, Dr. Navish Reza, Dr. Fatima Ismail, and all the CLT team at Foreman Christian College for the kind invitation. This is really a good opportunity to meet colleagues from Pakistan, from Lahore, and interact with them regarding a very important subject that is important to every researcher and every faculty and all those who are in the academic field. Let me, before I start, clarify to you that I'm talking to you today about this topic as a librarian. See, I'm a librarian, but not as a data analyst or data scientist, or even someone who is expert in ranking, who really pay more attention to numbers and figures and metrics. All my experience in this comes from myself as an academic and from providing services to my colleague at any university where I worked before, at Lebanese University, at Qatar University, and currently at the American University of Iraq, Baghdad. So I tried to set some objectives for the meeting. I hope by the end of it, by the end of this meeting, you will be able to comprehend what research impact means in various relevant contexts, and also to recognize the tools and the strategies to measure and devise publishing impact, as well as to retain the best practices, make research more visible. The agenda for the meeting depend on 4 points, 3 points: the introduction and some definitions. Then I will be talking about the measuring impact, and I will share with you my experience, my own experience, and the experience of my colleagues where I used to work and where I could serve them in planning for their research, how to conduct, how to plan your research, especially in terms of finding a suitable journal to publish it. Before I continue or I go through the agenda, I would like to share with you something important and is really related to our topic about the journal citation report. I'm sure some of you, or maybe some, or most of you are familiar with this report, who is produced by Clarivet. The journal citation report for 2025 just been released, and I had the chance to look at it and attend a seminar or a webinar about the characteristics of the current report and the changes that took place in it. I will start with this just because I found something really shocking. It relates to the research retractions. These slides that talks about the history or the evolution of the report, you may look at it later when you got the slides. But this is the evolution or the development of the report since first started in 1975. What was shocking to me is to see this graphic about the number of retractions for 2023. If you see, the graphic shows that the number of retraction in 2023 passed the 10,000s, almost 10,000. While the 2022 was about 4,000 something. I'm not sure. They say here that most of these retractions belong to one open access publisher. But why I'm telling or I'm raising this issue, because I think from now on the number of retractions will be increased due to the AI use in research and the misuse of AI, or even trying to depend on AI to, let's say, to provide false data or something like that. It's very bad for the researcher or author reputation to have his publications retracted after being retracted. Therefore, you should be careful when dealing with your research. And we will be talking about a lot of things related to how to conduct an ethical research and to be careful not to misuse anything related that can lead you to such case like retraction. To show you the type of misuse, these are the type of misuse that are currently found in the retracted researches. It's you may go through it and look at it and try to avoid it in the future, whether it was a salami slicing, like splitting the data from a single study but across multiple articles, or the inappropriate self-citation. You know, there are rules for self-citation, or the citation marketplaces like bring together parties who are willing to cite for payment with parties who are willing to pay for citations. And we find a lot of cases like this, or whether it's predatory publishers or paper mills, all these types of misuse. I suggest that you go through it and you'll be aware and familiar. Not familiar, I mean, try, familiar with it in a way to avoid it. You have to know what are these types of misuse to avoid it in the future. Now back to our presentation. You see, in the past, we used to say publish or perish. This mantra lasted for too long, it was dominant for a long time. Nowadays, people or specialists or researchers, they are trying to replace this notion or this mantra and depend on another one, since visibility with the introduction of many, let's say, many publishing tools and alternative publishing tools, including the social media channels and many other channels, they pay attention to visibility. All researchers now, they work hard to increase their visibility. They think the visibility brings more citations, and more citations lead to promotion or to be influential in your field, and also helps a lot when you apply for grants in the future. So publish or perish is no longer used as a mantra or as a notion. We consider it dead or deceased. Now we depend on be visible or vanish. So all researchers, all academics who are willing to publish, they will have to be visible, and they should find out how to make their ways into visibility through the available channels and through the available tools. And at the end, it is true that at the end is the quality of the research that count. However, there are still argument about increasing citation. Is it because the visibility or because the quality of the research? This is not this question or this issue is unanswered now. It's not answered yet, and I think we are in the future. We will go into another mantra that concentrates or that mentions quality, because quality is really the main thing. If you don't do quality research, you better quit research. This image or graphic is used by most of the authors who talk about publish or perish, or talk about publishing impact, to show that publish or perish is dead, and now we are in the era of visible or vanish. Visibility is very popular word nowadays. It's exactly like we keep hearing the word, like the term sustainability. We keep hearing this term everywhere and every day and every occasion. Everyone is talking about sustainability. Although sustainability, the other day I was attending a webinar about open access, and the presenter was saying, well, sustainability might be bad as well. It's not always good. Bad things can be sustainable as well. So this is why I'm saying that, well, publish or perish, visible or vanish. The main matter or the main issue is the quality of the research, because it's quality research or research quality, or there's no need for you to conduct research. If we want to define what as impact, what research impact is, well, there are many definitions. Simple search, you will retrieve simple search on the net. You will retrieve many definitions for what research impact means. I can make this brief. Mark Reed say, when there is benefit, when you start to feel the benefit out of the research, that means there is an impact. Other researchers say, well, the impact, it's you can feel the impact when there is a difference. So research impact is really a difference. When you make a difference, you feel that you are making a difference. That means you have a research impact. Otherwise, well, a numerous number of research, well, though published in very well-known journal, but they have no impact on the society, which is on many levels and of many types. We at university, as academics, we pay attention to the academic impact, maybe because they evaluate you about on the number of research that you published. You feel that your research got impact, and helped you or assisted you in your promotion. But what is really important is the societal, the economical impact, and all types of impact on society, whether it is the health, environment, and the education, politics, or social, or even technological impact. Your research should have impact on society. Currently, we hear a lot about research, we hear about that research takes care of or try to be aligned or to align with the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 SDG of the United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda. Even some metrics now and also ranking agencies they are measuring the impact of this research on using the 17 goals. So very important to when you write a research or undertake a research to make sure that your research leaves an impact on the society and as well as an impact in your academic life. Now to talking about the impact, how we measure the impact, what are the main methods to measure the impact. Measuring the impact requires measurements. To measure something, you need measurements. These measurements are called research metrics. In our specialty or the academic field, when we talk about measuring impact, research impact, that means we are talking, we should be using the research metrics. These metrics currently captures quantitative data only. And these data are categorized on 3 levels, mainly. On the article level or the research level, and this is done through the citation counts. The other metric is through the journal level, where we study or we get the journal impact factor. We depend on the journal impact factor to measure its impact. So at any time the journal impact factor gets higher, that means the journals has impact through the research published in it. And the third level is the author level, through the H index, which most of you are familiar with, I think, which is very important to the author and the researchers when they are being evaluated academically, whether for promotion or for any other thing in their academic environment. So despite the drawbacks of these metric tools, or restricting the measurement to the 3 levels, measuring research impact is important for various reasons. And we cannot do without, we'll have to cope with it until new measures are being invented or are being applied internationally. The current research metrics gained they are international, universal, and they are applied everywhere. The author level measurements are used to recognize the author's impact, as we said, to support the progress, his progress, the author progress toward promotion or toward tenure in certain cases in some universities or countries, or to communicate their influence on funders. So a higher H index will have more opportunity to get fund for their research. The journal level measurements help authors understand the relative importance of a journal and sway decisions on where they want to publish. Because, I mean, to be visible, you need to publish in a very high rank journal or journals with high impact factors. As long with regard to the document level or the article level or the book chapter level or the conference proceeding level, all these documents, we call them documents, they are of many types, including the article. The citation counts are used mainly in accreditation and in building the author H index as well. Because the author H index is based on the citation counts for the articles he published. Here, I built this table just to show some chronology of the development breakdown. For the metrics. I see someone is raising his hand. Can I give him the mic or what?
Dr. Imad, we will take questions by the end of this session.
Okay. Thank you. Well, the types of metrics we already mentioned that the research metric. These can be categorized by the methods they use to evaluate research. No single metric fully captures the impact or quality of research. Different metrics capture different aspects of it. And these tools assess research impact and performance using various quantitative indicators as well. And this is why a comprehensive evaluation should consider a range of quantitative metrics along qualitative assessment. And later in the presentation, I will show you some associations who have started to raise the issue of qualitative assessment and the need for this element to be considered while using the metrics for their research. This is a breakdown of all common research metrics tools and their associated methods. I will not go through it, but there are many. If I go through it, more than 10 or 15 or even more. There is actually a graphics. Graphics are available on the net. If you do a little search, you will find such a graphic like this. It will show all the metrics tools that are being used. Of course, I mean, these metrics are looked at from different venues, depending on the sector and on the objective. As a researcher and at the university level, for scholars and faculty, they mainly concentrate on the levels or the types of metrics that I mentioned earlier regarding which are the author level, the document or article level, and the journal level. Hello, when it comes to ranking, maybe other measures are counted, and when it comes to the university and its contribution in the research in the country where it's located, or in the region where it's located, maybe other measures are counted. As I told you, I'm not a data scientist to talk about all these measures and explain it. Merely we are using, as a librarian, we face questions concerning the types of metrics I said earlier. Well, who are the key players in the research metrics that are known and dominant in the sector? I'm quite sure most of you are familiar with them and maybe use their services. Clarivate Analytics, which own the Web of Science. The Web of Science previously owned by Thomson Reuters, now it's by Clarivate Analytics. Also Elsevier, which owns Scopus. And these two data are major databases providing such metrics and services related to what's being published in all the subjects. Web of Science and Scopus are different when they concentrate on the subjects they treated, and also they deal with different types of journals. There are journals in common which you can find in both services, but also there are journals you can find in the Web of Science which you cannot find in Elsevier. The third player in key metrics is Artmetrics. Artmetrics it's not recent, but it's still recent. Still recent. This is run by Digital Science Portfolio, which run many companies in this domain, including a service called Dimensions, which does the same as Web of Science and Scopus, but it's free of charge, and you can access it freely. Artmetrics depends on the mentions and that you do on social science.
He's good, yeah. He's sharing cheat tips and strategies.
That you do.
Sir, उसकी आवाज और बोलने का तरीका थोड़ा सा struggling.
That you do on social media and other publishing channels or broadcasting channels. Google Scholar, of course, is a key player as well through the Google is a key player through Google Scholar as well, which you can access to find the H index of authors and the number of citations as well. Well, this is a table representing the main player, the key player, with the database they are using, as well as the statistical tool that is used to generate these metrics. For the Web of Science, they use Insights, and Scopus, they use SciVal, The Google Scholar, they use a software called POP, publish or perish, called POP. Dimensions, which I mentioned before, it's landscape and discovery application. This is their own, yani. And Artmetrics use Artmetric Explorer to find out about dimension on social media and on other alternative and on the other alternative media that are being used academically or non-academically. Well, this is the citation count. If I want to define it a little bit, it's so simple. It's a simple measurement. It's the total number of times the article, journal, or researcher have been cited in other works. Typically, high citation counts are associated with more influential works or authors. And however, as with all citation-based measures, it's important to consider how self-citation or other challenges can impact this measure. We will talk about this later in the year. This is the journal impact factor. Most of you are familiar with this, especially if you have published in any journal, Scopus listed journal or Web of Science listed journal. Journal impact factor is an important element in deciding or in selecting the journal for publishing. It's counted, it has a method to count it. It's mainly the number of citation in 2020 or in a certain year to articles published in the previous 2 years. If we want to count the impact factor in 2024, we study we see the number of citation for the articles published in 2023 and 2022, 2 years before. Here is the example is clear. You can look at it, and I'm sure you know about this earlier, or maybe some of you knows about this more than me. The H index, it's simply, in simple terms, I don't want to complicate things. If someone has an index of 5 or 10, let's say, that means he has at least 10 publications. With each of these publications has been cited at least 10 times or more. Okay, so this is the way it's counted. The H index that appears at Google Scholar or in the Web of Science or in Scopus are different. They are not the same. You will see different H index for the same author because they calculate this according to the number of articles they store in their databases. And they cannot get to everything. The Artmetrics use these colors, they call it colors of the journal, to cover these social media tools and other alternative media or new media. They give mention, every mention is assigned a number. They have a set of maybe 10 set of numbers between 0.25 to 8. So I think the news takes 8 points. I think this is what I think. So, and it's mainly numbers, counting the number of mentions and try to give a metrics using these numbers. Well, there are limitations, as we mentioned. Not everyone is happy with the way researchers are evaluated or research journals are evaluated. The articles that are published in the journals are evaluated. the metric tools now mainly depend on quantitative. We've started for the last decade or so to hear voices calling for other measures to be taken into considerations, and especially the qualitative element. If you go to the literature, you will find a lot of drawbacks mentioned or raised about the current metrics that are used in the evaluation. These three association of companies or entities, they raised the voice about this issue since 2012, 2012, 2015. DORA and the metric tile and the Leiden manifesto, these are influential initiatives. They are advocating a responsible research assessment and the appropriate use of metrics and research evaluation. They don't agree with the current evaluation that depends totally on quantitative method. They emphasize the need for metrics to be used responsibly, and they are calling for a shift from solely relying on quantitative data to more balanced approach that includes qualitative assessment and expert judgment as well. They encourage academic and research institutions to develop their strategies for responsible metric use aligned with their missions and values. Well, one thing I should mention here, or I should comment here, that I think with the introduction of AI and the use of AI capacity in research, sooner or later, I think these measurements or these metrics will be changed, and other kind of metrics will take place. And some universities now started to join DORA globally. I mean, there are universities from all over the place that are joining DORA or trying to support these initiatives. This is a Scopus. I'll show you some of the images from Scopus and the author metrics. As you see, it shows the total number of documents published or article documents, and the H index of the author, as well as the total number of citations and the total number of documents that have given the citation. Okay, so this is just I can go online to show you Scopus if you prefer later, if you ask me later. But I'm sure most of you, since most of you are faculty and researchers, you know Scopus and you have access to it through your university library. This is Scopus, but the source metrics. This talks about the journal, on the journal level. I mean, it gives the CIMAGO journal rank and the SNIP rank as well as the site scores. These metrics are used by Scopus. This is the Web of Science. The author metric are larger here. and different. The H index is there. It gives as well the citation, number of citations, and the citing articles as well. Okay, it's just to show you what kind of metrics they provide. This is the journal metrics as well. This is the journal impact factor. And the journal citation indicator. These two metrics are given by the Web of Science. Well, starting in 2025, I'm showing you this slide to let you know that the retractions, the retracted articles, as from next year, will be excluded from the citation, the journal citation report. So they will not be included in the ranking or the evaluation. Yes, Mavish?
Thank you so much for noticing this. So Dr. Imad, because we have another webinar lined up right after yours, so we don't have the liberty to extend and go over the time.
I run out of time, and you mean?
Oh, yeah, because I can see that you're on slide number 34 out of 56. So I'm assuming that you still have 20 more slides to go.
No, give me 5 minutes, then okay.
Or maybe you can keep these slides and refer to these during the question answer session, because we have received a few questions which we would like to discuss.
Okay, let's go for the question. Okay.
Do you want to say something to wrap up the session?
I want to say that I have here some information about the publication plan, how to find the best journal. I can exchange this or share it during the question. It's fine.
All right. So first of all, just a quick, the thing that I've taken away from your presentation is to publish for visibility, and how the world is shifting from the rudimentary approach of citation counts to a more holistic approach, like more sophisticated formula there to calculate journal impact, assessing the impact that research creates on society, and most importantly, the responsibility metrics that have emerged recently, as Dr. Imad was talking about the DORA framework. So thank you so much for sharing these innovative ideas and the latest state-of-the-art information with our audience. We have a few questions here. I'm going to ask as they flow in. So one of our audience asks that mostly the research impact is assessed when the research is published in English language. What about the research that is published in regional languages such as Urdu? So how should we, cater to the impact assessment in that situation?
Well, this is really a dilemma, and it's a real problem that most of developing countries face, including the countries where I work and where I'm from, because we publish mainly in Arabic, for instance. But what's new about this, that Web of Science has also metrics for publication in other languages, like Arabic, for instance. We have the Arabic Citation Index. It's run jointly by Web of Science and the Egyptian Information Bank. And they have started to produce this citation index, which really can be used to evaluate research. This citation index is available in other languages as well, as far as I know. It's available in Korean and maybe in Farsi, I think, and some other languages. I'm not sure about the Urdu, but there is always possibility now to make joint effort or to make, let's say, a joint venture with Web of Science or other metrics measurement association or companies to try and work on finding something like a citation index for the publications in your own language. More than that, I would say that even Scopus and Web of Science, they take journals in other languages as well. They are not only dealing with English language journals. And I know there are Arabic language journals counted into Web of Science, but you need to meet the criteria that Web of Science require in order to list you with their journals or to let you in their index. It's the same as Scopus. They have a set of criteria. They will keep, if you apply, you can apply for this, and they will monitor the work of your publication using several elements, including, for instance, periodicity, the peer reviewing, things like this. And maybe in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, it depends on their regulation, they will take your journals into their index, and it will be counted in your evaluation. It will be counted. You will have metrics for your publication in your own language as well, not only for the English language publications.
Well, just to add to what Dr. Imad has just explained, unfortunately, because we are talking about Urdu language, right? Predominantly, the audience represent the Urdu as their language.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for indexing research that's published in other languages, usually there's a regional or national indexing system to share the knowledge and to index the research. Unfortunately, in the context of Pakistan, we don't yet have a localized indexing system. And other languages, if you talk about Chinese language or Spanish, the Latin American countries, they have their own regional indexing systems to assess the impact of the research. So moving on to the next question, we have another question where the audience are asking, what do you think how AI is influencing the quality of research? It's becoming increasingly questionable, although I don't agree with this, but
and I think I think AI will be dominant. It is dominant now and will be more dominant in the future, especially in the research sides, not the teaching side, in the research sides. It will affect the quality certainly, and the number of retractions that I've shown you in the slide first when I first started this presentation. I did it for this purpose. This may be a sign. I'm not sure, although a large quantity of these retractions belong to one open access publisher, but this shows that AI has started to being used in the research. So this is an alerting signal. We should be careful of this. We should train ourselves as researchers and faculty how to conduct or undertake a research with the use of AI, but ethically and within the permitted limit. Not more than that. I'm not saying AI is there and we should deal with it and live with it and use it and get the benefit out of its potential and its forces, let's say, because it's a good tool, but we should know how to use it. Maybe for the faculty should get in touch with their librarians, try to arrange information sessions concerning the use of AI in research ethically and within the board, within what is permitted.
Thank you so much, Dr. Imad. I don't really have any other pressing question that requires your response, but just want to conclude today's webinar.
There
Where,
was someone who raised his hand. Is he still there?
yeah, basically we encourage participants to post their comments and ask
Okay,
questions through
okay,
chat
okay.
Because of the limited time that we have.
If there
Would
are any
love to
comments,
indulge in a conversation with you.
yeah, if there are any comments, even if it was to draw my attention to
Well,
something,
people,
I'm happy. I'm
we
happy
have,
to hear it.
yeah, we have rave reviews about your presentation and the information that you have shared in your slides, and audience are greatly admiring the depth of information that you have shared. Because you see, when we talk about publications, mostly the underpinning motivation is to publish for promotions, because there are prerequisites on the way of promotion, where researchers have to fulfill certain milestones before they qualify for the next next possible position in the hierarchy levels.
Yes, or for the tenure.
Yeah, or for the tenure. So with your presentation, we learned that research shouldn't be only conducted for personal purposes, but it should resonate with the greater good of the society. It should resonate with the sustainable development goals and the ethical frameworks available out there, so that we create an impact. And the impact is just not assessed by citation counts, but it's more than that. So thank you so much for sharing this this understanding, which is the key understanding here. And with this, I'd like to thank you. Just a quick overview of real-time participation. We have participants representing 35 different countries, 4 regions: Asia, Africa, Europe, and Oceania. So thank you so much, Dr. Imad, for collaborating with us, and we look forward to future collaborations with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
Have a
for
good
all.
day.